Hey everybody, Caleb here. I built this guitar as a kit with a friend of mine, Josh, a couple of months ago at this point, and I've been playing it. The thing is, I really like playing it. It feels really good to play. Like, it plays really well. The frets are really good. I really enjoy the feel of it, but it's got a couple of issues that we're going to address today. The biggest one being the tuners. It is not tuned well. So we're going to do that. We're going to change out the tuners on this. I'm going to go ahead and change out the pickups on this, just because I've had some that are around. Everything I'm going to do today I've had basically laying around for a while. Either spare parts or parts meant for something that I'm working on that's taking a lot longer. So I thought, I really enjoyed this guitar. I really like the color. I really like the feel of it. I like all the stuff we did to it, but I'd like to be able to actually play it more, and I thought we'd do some things that were holding it back and fix them. So I'm gonna go ahead and set her down and we can get started on taking this thing apart. Alright, so I got this thing set down here. Let me bring this a little closer. And I had these tuners sitting around for a while now. I haven't really had a use for them. I mean, I've had them for a couple of years sitting here, and I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do with them, but I after we put this together, and the tuners are absolutely far and away the worst part of this, I was like, I'm pretty sure I have tuners sitting around. I have to go find them. So I started looking in spare parts, and where I've had everything, and then I found these. So this is a 3x3 set of Goto tuners. Here you go, you can see. So I've had these tuners sitting around for a while, and I was thinking I probably would end up using them on here. It came with all the hardware for it. I don't know. We'll probably end up using all of the new stuff and keeping all the old stuff separately. These tuners are just crunchy. I would describe them as crunchy. I'm not a huge fan of these strings either. Not that I exactly know what they are, but I have not really enjoyed them as long as they've been on here. And they didn't really wear in like I wanted them to, so we'll probably just get rid of them as well. Reusing them on new tuners is going to be hard enough. I'm probably just not going to reuse them. We'll probably put a new set of strings on it. Not that I'm super picky about my electric strings, because I'm going to end up putting relatively cheap strings on here. Okay, this, you can see it right here. I have to crank this thing, and on an electric guitar, that's ridiculous. As well, the thing I was also thinking about, like, what I missed when we put this together, because I couldn't find my tuner when we put this together. I need to really intonate this thing, get it lined up perfect. And while we're talking about tuning, that's kind of on my mind. So that's another thing we're gonna do when we do this. Okay, so we got the strings cut. Where I keep my guitars here in the basement, the temperature and the humidity does not change much. So I keep strings for a really long time. It's unusual that these are getting cut so quickly, actually. But I didn't like these strings. Something about them was not to my liking. And so I'm okay with cutting them and putting some new ones on. We're gonna get rid of those. Okay. We're gonna flip this guy over. Start taking these screws out. Okay. Screws are all out. Flip her back over. Now I'll need to take off our little hex. So I'm just going to do this with just the socket. I shouldn't need any more than that because they shouldn't really be more than hand tight. Otherwise you're really going to start denting the wood. And for the sake of, if you have to go find the socket, this is a 10mm socket. Because I had to go find it. Okay, so that's cool. We got all of those out of there. We can just give this thing a little flip and all the front should come off. Just like that. And now I think we're ready to put these guys in there. So we will do so. Okay, so I'm not getting lucky. My screw holes are not lining up. Which is not too surprising, truthfully. And not a huge deal. So this has everything I need, so I can put all of this stuff away. I'm probably gonna fill the holes on the back of here, just to keep it looking fairly good. But I am gonna put all these old tuners on here just to keep them in place. If I've got something with tuners that outright don't work, I can have some tuners that kind of work, that are free. So we'll hold on to those. We won't throw those away, but come back and look at this guy now. I'm going to have to drill holes, so I may as well fill the old ones first. Let me see if I've got something good to do that with, easily available. Alright, so I've got a couple pieces of like little mahogany scraps that I'm going to use to fill these holes. I could use toothpicks. Toothpicks is the really common thing to use, but I'd have to go look for toothpicks, and I had a little piece of mahogany cut off nearby, so it unfortunately wins. Or fortunately wins. It's really what this wood should be. I mean, like the wood around on the neck and that sort of thing. So it's kind of nice to use, yeah, similar wood to what should be in there. Toothpicks would work fine too. There's no reason why they wouldn't. But I've got mahogany nearby, so I'm going to use it. So I'm just going to stick my little stick here into my glue. Get way too much on there. And stick it into the hole. And we'll do this again a couple of times. I may have to shave a little bit off to get it to fit. There's nothing wrong with that. That's good. That means that we'll have a nice tight fit like that. So we'll put a little bit of glue on there. Put it in that hole. Okay, so we filled all 6 of those holes with little pieces of mahogany, and some wood glue. We'll let that dry just a little bit, and then I'll cut it off. It doesn't need to be totally dry when I cut it off. It's not going to be like holding anything together, really. We're just covering up those holes. And if you ever had to re-drill them, you absolutely could. If you wanted to, you know, put some different tuners on here that actually matched up with those holes. Now I've got this mess of mahogany bits I need to clean up. Here shortly is just I'll probably end up doing just the chisel and seeing if I can't leave it flat on the headstock and cut these off. We're not too far from ready for that yet, but okay. Just like that. As if we never had tuner holes. So what I'll need to do now is I'll drill the new ones. What I'm going to try to do is put them in here. We'll get a straight edge to kind of straighten them up. And I'll probably just mark the holes with like an awl. So let me see what I can do real quick. Alright, so I figured out how I wanted to do this. So I took a piece of tape, a little pinstriping tape. I stretch it out so I can see a nice straight line, and I put that right across the little screw holes here. So it lines up a nice straight line. Then I can drop these in, and it pretty much lines up perfectly with the tape. And I know that they will all be in a straight line. The edge of the tuner lines up perfectly with that tape line. So then I can take my my pointy bit and put that in the holes to mark the new screw holes. And then when I take these out, I've got tiny little marks where my new screw holes go. I'll do the same thing on the other side. Now I'm operating on the camera here to get these lined up. That's looking pretty good. So I'll mark those holes, pull these out. I've got nice 6 new holes I can drill for our new screw holes for our brand new tuners that are going to be way, way, way nicer than what was in there. And all I needed was a little piece of tape. Make sure everything was in alignment. So let me go grab a tiny, tiny drill bit and a drill so we can put these new holes in here and get these things attached. Alright, so we got my little drill bit here, and I've got it taped up so I know when to stop. And we're going to drill these out. Okay, we're done with that. We should be good to start putting these tuners on here now. So I can start these up, grab a screwdriver, and cool. Start getting these on here. I need to probably get the other side on as well, because it screws up to the other side to kind of tighten it from both sides before I really tighten these screws. Just so that everything stays kind of straight and I'm not pulling in directions I shouldn't be. But this is looking good. Okay. Cool. Alright, so I'm pretty much changing out all the electronics on this guy. This was more of a personal choice than a big upgrade. Although it will be a big upgrade, like necessary upgrade, I guess was the right term. Although it will be a big upgrade, this is entirely unnecessary. I would like some potentiometers that aren't like switches. The volume's a little bit switch-like, where you might get a little bit of volume drop and then it's just nothing. So it's not really a good slope. So I got some nicer potentiometers. I've got some pickups I've had laying around we're going to change out. But all of this is quick connect stuff, so I need to kind of take it apart. I don't have a lot of switches laying around, so I am going to reuse this switch, three-way switch, but everything else is getting changed. And I can desolder this really easily right here. So we're going to do that. Cool. Okay, so I've unattached the switch. I can pull all the electronics out of here now. And we can look at rewiring up the new stuff. So I'll go ahead and just unplug the pickups currently. I'm going to have to actually unscrew them. I've got the output jack mostly undone. Okay, so we should be able to pull all this out. And all of this should come out. Okay. Oh, the only thing being left is the ground. I'm just going to cut that. Keep it fairly long so we can attach it where we need to. And the old electronics are gone. Well, almost. I've still got to get the pickups out. So let's do that real quick. Okay. So, we've got that out. I'm going to go ahead and take this off just so we don't lose it, scratch anything up we don't want to. Basically got this whole thing disassembled now. What we're going to do is put it all back together. I'm trying to think about what the best way to do this is. The pickup's probably the last thing I want to put in so I still have access to the cavity. So what I'll need is to drop the new potentiometers in, run the cable for the switch, and finally put the pickups in, run them to the potentiometers. I think so, yes. So if we flip this guy back over, and I pick up my potentiometers here. I've already wired this up. I think I have some clips of me doing that. I basically made a cardboard cutout that perfectly lines up with the holes here, so that I can get everything relatively well wired up as a more like a harness. So it's just kind of drop in. I thought that that would be more beneficial than not. So these pots are a lot taller than the old ones, so I will need nuts on the inside, at least a little ways up, along with the kind of grippy lock nut. What I had not fully considered until right now is the difference in diameter. I'm hoping that it's not noticeable. But I'm now having my doubts. Oh boy. They're almost exactly the same size. The threads are almost exactly the same size as the hole, so I'm going to have to probably open that up. That's okay. Alright, so I measured the holes, and they are about a 32nd of an inch too small. It's very, very little. But I need a 3/8 hole. And so I've got a 3/8 drill bit now. I'm doing my best to try not to tear these out. But, that should be it. Okay. Hoping the tape will help avoid some tear out. And then we're going to end up with nice clean holes still. And so far, so good. So I got this in there. Not an exactly easy task, but everything's in there and it's snug. I need to, while I was doing that, I lost one ground attachment, and I need to reattach the ground for the actual ground. But I need to strip that first, so luckily I've got wire strippers right here. And my soldering iron is still warm, so we should be able to put this all together here. I'm gonna have to stand up. I tried to get this where you could see what I was doing. I know it's gonna be still kind of difficult. Okay, so that looks good, and then it doesn't really matter where I attach this. I'm just gonna go someplace I've got room for it. So the next thing I'll need to do, I need to get the I need to get some wire to run to the switch, which will run up through the cavity. I need to get some for my new jack, because I got a new audio jack, just sitting here, which I'll have to run out to here. We're doing good. We're moving in the right direction. I just got some more soldering to do. This is the most soldering I've done in a while, and definitely the most I've done on camera. Alright, so I've done a little bit more. We're going to do the switch now. I've got all my cables, my wires run for wiring up the switch. I've gotten the pickups and the pickup mounts, so we should be good there. I just need to wire the switch up and put the pickups in. I am ready to put the pickups in there, and I've got the new pickups mounted in the old brackets. I had to do a little bit of special wiring because these pickups are set up for basically anything you want to do with them. You can split the coils, you can put them in and out of phase. I don't need any of that really, so we're running them pretty straightforward. So I had to put some wires together so they weren't in the way, basically. I'm gonna screw these on here just so that I'm not losing the pickup. It's not falling off. I'm just gonna put 2 screws in. And I'll flip this over. Alright, so I got this all wired up here, and I think we're working. What I can do to test it, I've got it plugged into the amp, and you can hear it, and you'll know that the switch is set correctly because that works right. And then what we can do Let's try the volume. The volume works. The tone seems to work. Volume works. Tone seems to work. So I think we're ready to put some strings on here. And we'll see where we're going from there. Now, like I said, we still want to intonate this thing really good. So we got that going for us yet. Alright, so I got this thing all strung up. And it's mostly tuned up. But we're going to do intonation now. Helps if the volume's on. If my camera will focus, you can see it all. Okay, so we take it open, perfectly in tune. We hit the 12th fret. I think we're a hair sharp. Notice how it floats a little bit sharp. I really like it if it would stay in focus. Because I'm working off the camera as well. It's kind of hard to see. It doesn't really like the pink too much. Maybe we'll zoom in a little bit, see if that helps. I'd say it's a little bit sharp, which means I need to move that saddle backwards just a little bit. Now I realize you can't see the saddles, so let's come forward a hair. And then we'll grab my screwdriver. We'll attempt to do this. I'll have to make sure it's in tune again. Looks good to me. We'll move on to the A string. Perfectly in tune. Same deal, just maybe a little bit sharp. Focus. Focus. Looks good. Looks good. B's pretty good. I actually think that B might be a hair sharp, so I'll move it back just a little bit. Oh, wrong fret. Spot on. Okay, cool. So we should be well intonated at this point. Now the one thing I want to do before we're done here, and this is a little bit more, I don't have a great way of testing this, but I noticed one pickup is louder than the other. Which usually means they need adjusted height-wise. So I need to bring this pickup closer to the strings. Maybe suck this one in if we can. Better. They're closer to the same. Now we check the high strings. About the same. About the same. So I'll peel this off of here now because it's been stabbing me in the hand. The pickup cover, little plastic protectors. And we should be just about good to go. Now I didn't show what pickups I put in here because I forgot. But I will show you now. The neck is this, and the bridge is this. So they're both Seymour Duncans. It's a Jazz model humbucker in the neck and the Alnico 2 in the bridge. I've had these around for a while. I'm wanting to use them. I mean, a long time I've had these sitting around. So we finally put them in something. I should enjoy it. I wanted to use those pickups for a long time. I don't remember what I did with the knobs. I'll have to find them. But we'll get ready to close this thing up, I think. Well, I like it. I tried to set the amp about the same that it was when I started, so I hope you can hear the difference. For you, it'll have been a little bit closer than for me. But I like it. Having everything that works, the tuners are such a big improvement. I know they're not quite the same as what was on there, but I'm okay with it. Having them work is more important than their looks for me right now. But I'm liking the pickups too, really. I think they're a little, they're different. And all in all, it's really just nice. It plays better than it did, which was impressive because it really did play pretty good. I lowered the action a little bit, which I can really feel up in bar chords. Not that I'm barring a lot of chords. But it really is quite the improvement. I hope you enjoyed this little video. A lot of soldering, a little bit of upgrades on this guitar. I'm really liking it. I'm really going to like it better now. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.